Hi, my name is Haefa and I'm the founder and CEO at ShareCal. We are creating a scheduling platform designed specifically to meet the needs of executive assistants and other administrative professionals. You might know me from a previous version, EA Buddy, and ShareCal is basically the latest version that incorporates all of the fantastic feedback and ideas we've received from executive assistants all around the world. So we've basically had the chance to collaborate with hundreds of EAs at companies large to small and hear all of their ideas to bring them together into one scheduling platform. So I'm very excited to share this with you all. All right, so right now we're looking at the main view of the ShareCal platform. And so you can see my executive's calendar on the right. And here I can pull up the different calendars from the different people I support. And on the left are all of the different scheduling actions that executive assistants can take. So I'll quickly walk you through the highlights and then we can get into more details on some of the most popular features. So this first feature at the top here, proposed times, this is a fan favorite among EAs and makes it really fast for you to be able to type out times, whether it's in your own time zone or another time zone. So for example, as you're looking at your executive's calendar, you can simply just click and drag on the calendar during the time slots you might want to offer, and it types them all out for you on the left, and you can also add or remove additional time zones. So that's just the basic idea. We'll walk through that in greater detail later on. Auto-find times now is kind of like a more advanced version of that, where you can use it to automatically search for free time across your own executive's calendar or a bunch of different calendars. So for example, if I wanted to suggest meeting times when I just had one calendar up, it would grab for me all the white space that I have available. Or I can do the same across multiple calendars, which again, I'll show you in greater detail later. Then moving down the line here, availability grids and polls. These are ideal for kind of manually collecting availability for group meetings and being able to visualize the results. Booking links is a great way for you to set up a bunch of one-on-ones without having to deal with the email back and forth for all of them. And then the meeting tracker keeps track of everything that you have going on that you've created in the ShareCal system. All right, so now I'm just going to show you how to use proposed times in greater detail. So let's say, for example, I'm scheduling a meeting between my executive here, Craig, and someone in the UK. Let's say King Charles. So I wanted to offer times to his executive assistant. What I would do is click on the times I might want to offer. And then in this add section, I can just add London. And it types out the UK time zone conversion for me automatically. And I can add as many time zones as I want. So let's say I also wanted to add, the president in the US who's in Washington, DC. So if I add Washington, Eastern time gets added automatically. So I can just copy those times and paste it directly into an email, or I can choose to add or remove certain time zones. Let's say I just wanted to send it to exclude my own time zone and send it just in London and Eastern time. I could do that if I wanted. And you can also hover over this icon to kind of view for all of the time zones you're scheduling across. What does it look like in terms of when are they sleeping? What's a reasonable time to schedule? So basically, if I was trying to schedule a meeting across Pacific time, UK time, and Washington, DC, the suggested time window is 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific time, because that's kind of the most reasonable for everybody who's going to be in this meeting. Now, once I send out these times to the assistants via email, because this is a really important meeting, I can also add holds to the calendar to make sure I reserve those slots. So without ShareCal, what I normally would have had to do would have been to go into Outlook one by one and create each of these holds and remember that they're there. But in ShareCal, if you just open this add hold section, you can just say type in the name of the hold that you want to schedule. So let's say this is a hold for meeting with King Charles and Joe Biden. And then I can just click save. And now they'll all be saved to my executive's calendar, basically as one group here. And then when I want to go ahead and schedule the meeting, rather than having to go into the calendar and delete each of those one by one, I can just double click on the one that I want to convert to an event. I can actually enter the meeting name. So let's say this is Craig, King Charles, Joe Biden. Set up the Teams meeting and then click create. And once I click create, I can add the attendees too. It'll schedule that event and automatically remove all the other holds from the calendar so that I don't have to do it myself. So you can see all of those holds were removed and this event was created. Okay, so that's for the example where I'm starting with my own executive's availability and wanted to send it out. But often I'm actually receiving times from other people and then trying to look at my executive's calendar and see what matches. So if that's the case, what you can do is go to this little sparkle icon called Smart Times, and you can paste in the times that someone else has sent you via email. That way you can easily visualize those times on top of your own executive's calendar and figure out what time you want to counter offer. All right, so let's say that somebody had sent me these times via email and I just pasted it in here, selected the time zone and click visualize. Once I click visualize, you'll see that it will update the calendar to show me these 3 dates, August 26th, 27th, and 29th, and then each of these time slots kind of highlighted on the calendar. So when I click visualize, you can see what I mean. It's updated the calendar to the 26th, 27th, and 29th. And all of the suggested times are highlighted. So from there, I could either directly, create the calendar event and schedule myself, or I could just go back to proposed times if I just wanted to respond via email, tell them what works for me, and say, yep, this time works and this time works. And then just copy that, send it via email. So this is just one example of how you can use AI to help make your calendar management and scheduling a little less hectic. Now, to see another example, I'm going to go ahead and clear and go back to the standard view and show you the next feature, auto find times. So auto find times allows you to search for times across your own executive's calendar or other calendars. So let's say I wanted to schedule a meeting between my executive, Craig, and a couple others within the company. Let's say Craig and Michelle. And I wanted the meeting to be next Tuesday through Friday. All I have to do is type that all out in just like normal language. And then I can click on suggest meeting times. And it'll automatically update the calendar to show me those specific dates and what are the times that are likely to work. So there are 4 examples of suggested times here. Tuesday at 8:30, and then the rest here, here, and here. And so from there, I can just kind of pick the time that I think will work the best for my executive schedule, and then just click on one of those slots to schedule the meeting directly. Or if I want to first confirm that the time works with the other person before I send out that invite, I can just copy these time slots and send them out via email, or remove a couple of time slots that I don't want to go with. Let's say my executive doesn't want a morning meeting, so I'm going to remove the morning options, and then just copy this remaining time and send it out via email. So it just makes it really easy for you to, again, schedule meetings directly or send out potential times via email including all that kind of baked in time zone conversion. In this case, I've got ET pulled up automatically because Michelle, the person I'm scheduling with, is in ET. Now there are a bunch of other kind of cool options. Let's say I wanted to search, specifically for like a certain time of day. Maybe I only wanted it to happen in the AM, not the PM. I could choose to do the search and recalculate the times to find times that only match those restrictions. So in this case, it's now suggesting for me 9:30 to 10 a.m. because that's the time that's preferred that matches those restrictions. Now going back to the main calendar view, any time that I have created a hold for a meeting, or any of these grids or polls or booking links, they're automatically added to this meeting tracker, so I can easily keep track of everything that's going on, and it just organizes it in this neat table. I can also filter by the different executives I support, so that I can choose to only look at the meetings associated with each of my executives. Now, this was just a very brief intro into the ShareCal platform. If you would like to learn more about any of these features or figure out how you can use it as an executive assistant, please feel free to reach out to me directly. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn, or you can sign up for a free trial yourself at our website, sharecal.io. We're also happy to work with your IT department to help enable your access if that's what's needed. So thank you all. Really looking forward to working with you and to hearing your feedback.